What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video. And today, it is time that we take another trip up to the Northeast and discuss the New Hampshire Senate race. Because everybody, it appears that 54 Senate seats could potentially be a realistic scenario. Not just, best case scenario. Potentially a realistic serious scenario where it's not just the best case scenario, but could potentially be a likely scenario. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. That's right, folks, for just 10 cents a day, you can join Real American Politics. Only 10 cents a day. That's only $36 a year. It's a phenomenal deal and it helps support the daily content. That's right, folks. We love the daily content and it will continue with your support. So I recommend you join today. All right, let's get into it. So, New Hampshire. I got something to say about Bolduc, alright? This is before we even get to the main topic of the video. I am sorry for doubting Bolduc. Look, I made videos talking about how I supported Chuck Morse in the race. I thought he was the best candidate. But looking more into it, looking at the past statements of Bolduc, and looking at what's happening, well, I was wrong. I was wrong about Bolduc, and everybody, this is right from my mouth. You're going to hear first here, folks. Bolduc, I consider to be one of the best Senate candidates Republicans have fielded this cycle, running a phenomenal campaign, focused on issues that matter, and well, look at the polls. He's currently, quote-unquote, down by 2 points, but once again, look at the RCP adjusted average. Bolduc's really up by 1.5 based on past errors. But this recent poll here is a fascinating one. It has Bolduc up by 1, but this is why it's such an important poll. It is the most accurate pollster in New Hampshire. 2020, they were off by 0.5. 2016, they were off by a point. They know what they're doing. They're one of the best pollsters in the state of New Hampshire. And look at this. Scroll down here. Their last poll, Hassan +6. Today, Bolduc +1. That's a 7-point shift just in 1 month. Maybe a bit more. It's more like 35 days, whatever. Either way, Bolduc is picking up steam. And it's not just one poll. Multiple polls show the same thing. Look at Emerson. Back in September, Hassan +11. Now, Hassan +3. So it's been an average around a 6 to 7 point shift towards Bolduc since early September, which correlates well with the primary. And this is what I think happened. Bolduc really didn't, win every single voter. Well, he kind of did. There were a lot of these voters that were Chuck Morse supporters. And they were like, I'm kind of grudging about the primary, and I'm not going to admit I'm supporting Bolduc. Now, they're like, yeah, we're supporting this guy. We're not going to bullshit you. We're voting for Bolduc. That's what usually happens in contested primaries, like we had in New Hampshire, like we had in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of these Republican voters that are like, I like my guy the most, and I don't know if I can really trust my guy yet, so I'm going to be undecided. Well, they decided, but that's not the only thing that's happened. Look at Hassan's support, according to this recent poll. 47% now. Back then, it was 49%. So there's obviously been some of her voters, Hassan's support, which, by the way, already below 50%. You know the rule. If you're below 50% as an incumbent, again, not by 0.2, when you're down by below 50 by 1 to 2 points, that's usually a bad sign. When you're below by 3, that tends to be a blowout scenario. That tends to what happens. So there's been a shift towards Bolduc. And everybody, can I just say one thing? I don't think these remaining undecideds, they're not going to break for Hassan. They're just not. Want to know why? You know who's left? The remaining undecided voters are either registered Republicans they identify as Republican, or they're independent/swing voters. Yeah, the remaining voters are those that are swing, Republican-leaning voters. And look at this. Look how much of it is conservative voters. Only 2% of liberal voters are undecided. 6% of moderates, well, 8%, or let's see, 5% is somewhat conservative, and 3% of very conservative say they're undecided. How do you think they're going to break? I mean, in no world do these voters break towards Hassan. And you look at the most important issues. Look at the swing vote. This is, in my opinion, the most critical voting block in this poll. Now, I think when you scroll up here, I believe that the percent of it that's undeclared is, let's see, where are you? Okay, right here. So let's see. Yep, 8% of voters in the state of Pennsylvania or New Hampshire are considered swing voters. Well, look at these numbers for favorability and stuff. Look at Joe Biden's favorability in the state of New Hampshire. Now, where did Biden go? Where is Joe? There, not Trump. Here we go. Look at this. Of swing voters right here, 74% have an unfavorable opinion of Joe Biden. How do you think these remaining undecided voters are going to vote? And you can go to undeclared. 60% of independent voters have an unfavorable opinion of Joe Biden. Right, wrong track? It's even worse. 75% of independent voters say we're on the wrong track. And 80% of swing voters say we're on the wrong track. You know these undecided/swing voters, they're going to vote Bolduc. At this point, Bolduc may be a slight favorite. And RCP themselves even put this race towards the Republican column. You go to the Senate projection, look at this. They project New Hampshire will flip. They must have saw the same thing in this poll, which, by the way, the best pollster in New Hampshire. Very accurate. Every single thing is favoring Republicans in this race. Bolduc is up by a point already, and the remaining undecideds are conservatives and those that they don't tend to like Joe Biden, think America's falling apart, and their most important issues is the economy. Basically, none of the remaining undecided voters give a crap about abortion. Look at this. Right here, of swing voters, only 9% of them said abortion was the number one issue. 9%. The rest, 52% for the economy, 11% for taxes, 10% for immigration. How do you think these undecideds are going to vote? Guys, I still consider this race a pure toss-up. I moved it from lean Democrat to toss-up. But at this point, Don Bolduc's a favorite. The remaining voters, they're Republican likely voters. So there's really no way I can seriously see Hassan pulling this off if this poll holds up. Which again, you can't trust polling, but very accurate pollster. It appears 54 Senate seats for the Republicans. It appears that's potentially going to happen. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.